Hey, sports fans, Larry Eater, RunBlogRun. It is the trials breakdown, the review of day 9, and we had a plethora of results yesterday. Started out at 7 a.m. With the men's race walking 7:01, with the women's due to the excessive heat. It was 105 degrees yesterday. Actually, it was 146 on the track per photographer Jeff Cohen's little thermometer that he put down on the track. So tells you how crazy it was yesterday. But in the men's 20K, Nick Christie, 130.48, and Daniel Nenevage, 131.59, and Emmanuel Corvers, 134.38. Those were our top three. None of them have the standard, it looks like. On the women's side, we'll see if we can get that. Robin Stevens, Wolfpack RC, 135.13. Maria Michta Coffee, 139.25. She's been around forever. Wazelle, Walk USA, and Miranda Melville, 140.39. Again, it doesn't look like anybody has the standards. I suspect one will be able to go from the men's to the women's, but I've been wrong before. The next event to talk about is the glorious women's 10,000 meters, which they did at 10 a.m. The track, it was 73 degrees at the start of the 10K. It was 82 at the middle of the 10K and 83 at the end of the 10K. And seeing some of the athletes finish, you could see that they were exhausted and it had caused them some issues. But I'm not sure it would have changed anything. At about, there was a field, I believe, of 41 at the very start. Pack was together for the first 1K. They went through there in 3:08. And the second K, they hit in 6:24. And right past there is when Emily Sisson took off. And quite frankly, she didn't look back. She had borrowed her husband's sunglasses just before the race, noticing how sunny it was and noticing how quickly it was heating up. She wore sunglasses, so did Elisa Monson and a few others in the race. But Emily has had two really strong 5Ks this spring, where she's had PBs and a 15K on the road. And she showed that incredible strength. And she had the lead again right after 2K in 6:24, hit 3K in 9:31, 4K in 12:40, 5K in 15:49. She was followed by Alicia Monson, Elise Cranny, and Carissa Schweitzer. And Elise Cranny, who had won the 5,000, looked really, really good. Carissa Schweitzer, who had finished second in the 5,000, looked really, really good. And Alicia Monson, a former Wisconsin Badger, yay Badgers, on the On Athletic Club, looked quite good as well. They broke away from the next group. Rachel Schneider, who was third in the 5,000, looked quite good. And Sarah Hall had been up there for a long time, but then she started dropping back right around 7K. But the race was all about Emily Sisson. I mean, she hit the 5K in 15:49 and came back with a negative split second K, hitting the 6,000 meters in 18:54, 3:05, and then in 22 minutes for 7K, 3:06, 8K she hit in 25:06, another 3:06, really, really consistent. And then 9K in 3:01, she started picking it up for a nice long drive home. Alicia Monson was looking great in second, and she had a little bit of real estate, maybe 20 meters on Carissa Schweitzer. And Elise Cranny was starting to fall back. Rachel Schneider was in no person's land and was trying to get in there. And Sarah Hall, who has competed now in the 1,500, the steeple, the 5,000, 1,500, the steeple, the marathon, and now the 10 in Olympic trials. She started to drift back. But Emily, kept it together. And over the last 2K, she hit an K in 28:07, a 3:01, and then she started to pick it up and ran the last 1K in 2:55, finishing with a 69 last lap. Carissa Schweitzer caught Alicia Monson in the last lap, and Elise Cranny was just a little ways back, but Emily Sisson ran 31:03.82, a meet record, and Carissa Schweitzer 31:16.52. Alicia Monson in third, 31:18.55. Elise Cranny 31:35.22. Rachel Schneider 31:42.92, and Sarah Hall 31:54.50. When I talked to Emily, we had a remote pressers afterwards. I got to speak to Emily and Carissa, and Emily said that she borrowed her hubby's sunglasses just before she went out, and it was warm, but she trains in warm weather. She seems to do well there, and she looked she was worn out, but she didn't look wiped. Carissa Schweitzer told us that she's probably going to look at the 5,000 for Tokyo. She doesn't think she'll do the 5 and the 10, although she does want to spend some more time in the 10 because it's rather new for her. Alicia Monson, I just thought Alicia looked fantastic. And Elise Cranny, Elise ran a great 5,000 to come back and run 10,000 like she did. Rachel Schneider looked great, and so did Sarah Hall. So a really fun women's 10,000. I would have suggested it be at 9 o'clock at night, but hey, that's just me. Women's pole vault was the next final we had, and that was I don't know if it was a surprise or not. I mean, Sandy Morris has been pretty good, but Sandy had some problems. She cleared 450 and 460 in her first attempts, and then she was out. She couldn't get over 470, and Katie Najat passed at 435 and 450, cleared 460 on her first attempt, 470 on her first attempt, passed at 485, cleared 480 on her first. Took 2 attempts to get the world leader, 495, 16.2 in 3/4, and she looked great there. And then made 3 bold attempts at 5:07, would be a new world record. Morgan Lalou from New Heights Gym, she's also got the standard. Cleared at 435, 450, 460, took 3 attempts at 470, passed at 75, had 1 attempt at 480, didn't make it. Jen Shore has been battling all kinds of ailments, including Achilles issues, passed at 435 and 450, cleared 460 on his second attempt, and then couldn't get any higher. And Jen, as you know, is an Olympic silver medalist and gold medalist in the pole vault. And then Natasha Campbell was in 6th place, but I thought the women's team is pretty darn good. In the women's javelin throw, we've got Maggie Malone, 63.50, a meet record. That's 2:08.4 for people who don't do metric. Kara Winger, who's been on 2 teams before, is now on Tracksmith, 61.47, a seasonal best, 2:01.8. She's also the American record holder. She has the standard. And in 3rd place, Avion Allgood Whetstone from U.S. Army, 58.94 in a PB. The men's 110 high hurdles semi was a lot of fun. Our friend Grant Holloway is obviously really fit. We interviewed him for Socialing the Distance recently, and he's just a lot of fun. But in the first semi, he took off like the proverbial bat out of hell and had a huge lead, winning in 12.81. Yes, 12.81. And what's the world record by Aries Merritt? 12.80. Crowd went crazy. So Grant run 12.81, Trey Cunningham 13.21, Jamal Britt 13.27, and Ty Brown 13.33. They move on to the final. In the second semi, Devon Allen, best time of the season, 13:10. Daniel Roberts, 13:25. Michael Dixon, 13:29. And Jarrett Eaton, 13:32. But it's all about Grant. Is he going to get the world record? What's going to happen? We then moved on to the women's long jump, and that is lesson number 568. Those are all about Brittany Reese. Never, ever, ever, ever count her out. Brittany Reese opened up with a 694. The woman has won medals in 5 world championships. And also, she's been an Olympic champion. So she opened up at 694. Her second jump was 681. Her third was 691. Then 4, boom, 711. And Tara Davis, who's gone 692, 674, 675, and falls in the fourth, comes back in the fifth and goes 704. So Brittany goes 713, 23, 4 3/4, and that cements the win. She finishes up with a 702, so 3 jumps legally over 7 meters. Tara Davis finished up with a 702 as well. Tara Davis is from Texas. She likes to wear cowboy hats and boots when she gets pictures done. And third, Quenisha Burks from Adidas, personal best, and that was in her fifth attempt. That was 696. Tiana Bo just did not have a good day. She's been around for such a long time, and we're going to miss her. She's defending champion right now. 654 was her best for the competition. And then after the women's long jump, we got some 3 or 4 really interesting ones. First was the men's 400-meter hurdle final. It was all about Ray Benjamin. What was he going to do, how he was going to do it. Ray went out strong, pretty strong, but not crazy. And then he hit the 200, and he really took off. And you could see him attacking the hurdles as he went to hurdle 8, 9, 10, and sprinted madly for the finish, hitting the finish line in 46:83. Yes, I said that again, 46:83, just off the world record. He has the world lead, the meet record, and a PB. Wow. Kenny Selman sets a PB in second, 48:08. And David Kenziera sets a PB in third, 48:38. And Kenny Selman, was 48:08. David Kenziera, 48:38. Aldrich Bailey, a PB in fourth, 48:55. Khalifa Rosser in fifth, 48:81. And Isaiah Livingston, 49:25. A brilliant 400 and meter hurdles. And yes, it was pretty darn impressive. And just doing a little communication, Jeff Benjamin is in the stadium right now. We're going to team cover the 5,000. The next event was the women's 200, and we knew that was going to be a tasty event, and it lived up to, when you're really excited about a field and you're going, wow, these people are going to be smoking. Well, the women's 200 was smoking. There were some surprises, and there was some sadness, also some great excitement about some of the athletes we were going to see around for the next couple Olympics. It came down to a battle between Gabby Thomas and Jenna Prandini. People were pretty well together, and they hit the turn, and then Gabby started to push. Jenna pushed, and then Gabby over the last 50 made it all about her, going 21:61, the number 2 time ever. Yep, you know who number 1 is, Florence Griffith Joyner. Flojo. And but Gabby Thomas went 21:61, world leader, meet record, PB. Jenna Prandini, PB in 21:89. Third, Anavia Battle in 21:95. She never thought she'd run that fast. Tamara Clark, fourth, 21.98 PB. And in fifth, Allison Felix, 22.11. Seventh, Des Bryant, 22.24. Seventh, Lynna Irby, 22.46. And eighth, Morlake Kinnison, 22.49. A very fast Olympic trials women's 200. I think Gabby Thomas and Jenna Brandini are in the medal fight. Anivia, I would love to see her make the final. Love to see her in the top six. Allison Felix gave her all. I told people the other night on Runner Space's media thing that it would take 22.10 to medal. I was way too conservative about that. What does that mean for Allison? I don't know if you'll see her in the 200 anymore. Who knows? But she's incredibly fit. She should be in the hunt for a medal in the 400 meters. The men's 200 semis was also very interesting, and we'll see that final today. I want to be there for that. That's most Steph. So what do we got? We got in the first semi, Kenny Bednarik, 19.90. Isaiah Young, 19.99. Andrew Hudson, 20.02. Fred Curley, 20.08. And Kyrie King, 20.23. They all qualified. In the second semi, very strange. Arian Knighton, 1988, the 17-year-old qualified. He and Noah Lyles battled down the straight, and it looked to me like Noah let up, and Arian was putting everything into it. Noah went 1991 in second, and third was Terrence Laird in 2022. Arian ran off the track, didn't talk to media or anything, and not sure if that was bravado, just a young 17-year-old who didn't know what he was supposed to do. But the final on Sunday will be very interesting. That's all I have to say on that one. One of the things that elite athletes are supposed to do is talk to the media, and Arian has not. And I'm wondering if he got those instructions from management, and maybe, he's a young kid. Who knows? But, we'll give him a break. But boy, is he running fast. And then the final event, what a way to end stuff. Men's 110 hurdle final. Grant Holloway got a great start, got out and just took off, ran 12.96. Second place, to the delight of the Oregon crowd, 13.10 by Devin Allen. And third place, Daniel Roberts, 13.11. Fourth was Trey Cunningham, 13.21, equal his PB. Ty Brown in fifth, 13.32. That was his PB. Michael Dixon in sixth, 13.34. Jamal Britt, seventh, 13.47. Jared Eaton in eighth, 13.64. I thought Jared would be more of a player there, but it's all the Grant Holloway show. Grant will set a record later this summer. We spoke to him in Social in the Distance, and as he was going around and saying hi to everybody, he told me to give him a call. So I will call and we'll try to do another interview with him. But Grant looks top form. I expect a gold medal, but I also expect the world record will be broken a couple times this summer. Is he capable of 12.79? I think 12.76. But we'll see if people think I'm, inhaling. Anyway, that's Larry Eder's trials breakdown for day 9. We'll be doing day 10 tomorrow. There'll be a lot to talk about on the final day of the 2021 U.S. Olympic trials. This is Larry Eder. Stay safe.